You're going to be okay if you don't get the link for those jeans. I promise you, some good jeans will find you in this lifetime and the next. Is the influencer truly a gatekeeper, or are you just impatient and lazy? Let's talk about it. With the rise of a bunch of fashion influencers, people have come to expect influencers to give them information regarding where they get their clothing. I'll scroll down my TikTok feed and I'll see someone say, "Where did you get that shirt from?" Sometimes the creator doesn't respond at all. Sometimes they like the comment and don't have a response. The immediate follow-up comments are, "You're a gatekeeper," or "You are gatekeeping." And to that, I have very complex thoughts. Is it wrong for influencers to be gatekeeping where they get items from? I think in one regard, I would say yes. I mean, what's the point of being an influencer and influencing people if you never want them to know where you shop, where you get your stuff from, or where they can get nice clothes from as well? I mean, isn't that kind of the whole point of what we're doing here? As someone who is garnering influence online, I think it would be very odd and counterintuitive for me to tell my audience, I'm not telling you where I got something from because I want you to go and look for it yourself, even though I'm quite literally influencing you to look like me. Or maybe not like me, but to maybe acquire pieces like me or to style things like me. And if you see something on me and you think it looks nice, I think the courteous thing to do if you have the link is to just share it. Now, on the other hand, I do think that the comments are getting out of control. Audiences are getting more and more entitled than they have ever been before. There was once a time, and you guys may not remember this, there was once a time where you would go on social media, someone would tell you where an item was from, and you would have to find that item yourself. It's like now everyone wants the exact link to anything that you post. And I understand the convenience of it all, but sometimes I fear that the commenters and the consumers, the watchers, are just being lazy. Imagine walking around outside one day and you go up to a girl and you tell her, "Hey, I love your blouse. Where did you get it?" Do you think that she's going to send you a digital link, or do you think she's going to name a brand and tell you that's where she got it from? And then you'll have to do your research and remember that for future reference. Why is the same thing not assumed online? I understand the convenience of having a link that you're just able to click and go into and purchase, but I actually think in a lot of ways it might be doing some of you guys some good to be forced to wait before you purchase something, because impulse purchases seem to be at an all-time high on social media right now. And as influencers, you don't want to continue being the reason people are just impulse buying new things all the time. One, I already encourage people to only purchase things that are representative of their personal style. If you buy every single thing that I post, every single piece of clothing that I post, I don't think that's indicative of you having a personal style. I think if anything, it means that you're inspired by me, you've been influenced, and that's okay. But I also want you to take a moment to say, hey, do I really truly enjoy this item, and am I going to wear it and make good use of it long term? If you're just getting it to look like that person that you saw wearing it, one, you are chasing a goal that you may never reach because you are not that person. There are people online who are begging in different girls' comments asking where they got a white tank top from. A white tank top. I guarantee you, if you look online, you can find a white top somewhere. So it's like, I think it's also affecting everyone's ability to learn how to find things for themselves. You know, I understand wanting something simplified for you. There's nothing wrong with that. I love a good little link. I appreciate it because scouring the internet can be time consuming and can be very annoying. But the entitlement that comes with people in the comments being angry at creators who are not sharing their links, I promise you, you will survive. Which brings me to my next point. You're not going to die if you do not get the exact same skirt that person is wearing. I was just watching The Real Housewives of New York last night. There is a housewife on there Raquel, she was wearing the most gorgeous denim skirt with fur, like with white fur all in it. I do not know where she got it from. I was looking on her Instagram. I was searching it. I was Googling denim maxi skirt with white fur. I could not find a single thing. And for 5 minutes there, I was like, oh my God, I'm so angry. I need this. And then I remembered, one, she's a housewife, so it may be way out of my price range. But two, even if it was in my price range, I wouldn't need to purchase it right now. I would still give myself a minimum of a month before deciding that I actually wanted that item. We have gotten too used to instant gratification when it comes to shopping and buying clothes online, and we need to calm down. You're going to be okay if you don't get the link for those jeans. I promise you, some good jeans will find you in this lifetime and the next. You do not have to worry about that. There are clothes, okay? There are clothes in this world, and honestly, way too much, but that's a topic for another video. There are so many clothes in this world. I promise that some good ones at some point will find you. So is fashion gatekeeping truly a problem, or are you guys just being dramatic? I'm going with the latter. I think yes, there are some influencers who are being weird and gatekeeping stuff. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand it. I'm not a gatekeeper. If I have a link to something, you better believe you guys are getting it. However, I've noticed that sometimes people will think that I'm gatekeeping something when I give them an authentic answer. Perfect example, this blouse right here. People will ask me where something like this is from, and I give my genuine answer, which is that I purchased this blouse like 6 years ago from an out of season sale at Zara. And then people will be like, oh, really? Do you have a link? You think I have a link for a 6-year-old blouse from Zara, the fast fashion store that is pumping out new pieces and getting rid of the old ones faster than I can snap my fingers? Do you think I have a link for that? No. But I don't mind anybody asking. I just want everyone to also take the entitlement out of their responses. If I give you a response and it's not what you were looking for, and you can't have access to the piece, or it's a certain price, or you don't get a response immediately, understand that there are bigger fish to fry in this world. Because that's also another aspect of it. Sometimes I will heart a comment or I will pin it if I can't find the link at that exact moment. Believe it or not, influencers and creators also have a life to live. And sometimes I'm in predicaments where I can't search up an entire link right now. So I will heart it or pin it, and then I will try to find the link later and insert it if I can. Again, if the product still has a working link till this day. But to the point of the audience and to the people who are commenting this, I don't think any influencers should just be purposely gatekeeping where they get clothing from. I don't think it makes any sense, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I feel like people say that it helps with overconsumption, etc., and maybe it does. But I think at the end of the day, part of what you sign up for as an influencer is influencing people and helping give people resources. Now, I don't think every single person that's shopping a link from an influencer is over consuming. I think some people genuinely need recommendations. And imagine if I did this whole video where I told you about this wonderful suit that fits me so well and it's perfect because it's gender neutral, it's this and it's this, and I did not include the brand or the link or anything. Can you imagine how frustrating that would be after naming all of these different things that really cater to you and then not including the link? That would be infuriating. And yes, you're not gonna die from not getting that link, but it'd be nice if, as an influencer and as a content creator, when I created the content, I cited my sources and I helped you access information that you might not have had at first. Furthermore, I personally am not worried about people buying every single thing that I recommend, because even if that's the case, we are not going to look. I think part of the reason people are trying to gatekeep their fashion items or the stores that they shop at is because they're afraid that they're all going to look the same. That is a fear I've literally never had in my life. I've literally never had a waking moment in this life where I thought that I was going to look identical to literally anyone else. And I am saying that as someone who has multiple clothing items that are very similar to friends of mine. I just don't, honestly, some of them are quite literally identical. And I've never once been like, oh, are you gonna wear that this day? Because I wanna make sure we don't look alike. We're not gonna look alike. We don't have the same personal style. We both have our own individual, beautiful, wonderful, crazy, simpler, whatever the style is, it's different. So as creators, you should never be scared that we're all going to look the same, dress the same, smell the same, do anything the same because you gave me a link to a perfume and a blouse. That literally doesn't make any sense. Our brains are not wired the exact same way. This is my own form of expression. I could have given you the link to this blouse if I had one, but that doesn't mean you're gonna style it the way that I'm styling it. You never know. You might put it with orange or something, and that would be your form of expression, but it's not mine. Same thing with this suit. I could give you the link to this black suit right now, but you might not think to put it with a super bright purple blouse because that doesn't speak to you and it doesn't define who you are and it doesn't show the world how you want to present. So I urge you guys, think about why you're getting so upset that creators are not sharing their link. Check yourself. Remind yourself that Google exists. You can find it. Specifically, if it is something basic. And if it is not and you cannot find it, find something similar. You don't need the exact piece of clothing that creator has. You can find something similar, and 9 times out of 10, you can thrift something similar that might actually look cooler and more unique. Consider that. And to the influencers that are gatekeeping where they're getting their clothing from, you do you, I suppose. But I do think it's odd. You can't influence people and then be mad when they're influenced. But hey, what do I know? I'm no expert. I'm just a fashion icon. And as always, I'm so grateful for my community. Bye.